to the Why Not podcast. We are back in the place.
We are here.
Yes, we are. And I forgot to hit the fucking music, but it's okay. We already know. Just in case you didn't know, I just want to let y'all know that we want to know one thing.
How you do your work so well.
Yeah.
You've been working so hard.
Just had to give him a little bit of the intro music because without that intro, then who are we? But we're back again. The Why Not podcast is back rolling, and it's been a minute, but it feels like we never left. What's going on with you, Phillyblunts?
Man, just grooving, just living, trying to stay healthy, trying to live life, trying
Man,
to keep grooving, man.
that's right, man. Because as you know, and as everyone should know, man, this life is precious. It's short, man, and damn, it got me thinking about someone said something that really offended me the other day, and it made me really have a. It let me know that certain people don't have the same perspective on life. Like I was at my woman's salon the other day, and I'm not gonna put anyone on blast. I'm not gonna say any names, but I was talking to someone, and that we got on the topic of a sick animal, right? But it took me a while to understand that they were talking about an animal because I'm like, hold up, like this seems a little serious, like. And then I'm like, we are talking about a fucking cat, right? And then someone who was in the salon said, I would cry more for an animal than I would for a human being. And I had to leave there immediately because when she said that, and she was serious. She wasn't joking. And I'm like, huh.
She
And
like, shit.
what fucked me up about it is because I like everyone, like I love my family, you love your family, and if you ever experience a death in your family or your friends, to even say the words like to even put an animal on the same category as a human is kind of crazy because it's like, let's say you got a cousin, a brother, or something, and we are all made of the same DNA as family. You watch each other grow. You watch them grow from boys to men, from kids to fathers, and they're a part of your life. And when one of them dies, a part of your life died with them because you don't have those stories. You still have those memories, but it's over.
Yeah.
And then my whole thing was like, damn, have she not experienced that? For someone to say that, because you can go to a pound and they will give you a fucking dog. They will give you a cat. Where the fuck can you go to get a mom had you lost one? Where can you go to get a brother if you lost one? You can't go anywhere. So to say that you would cry more for an animal over a human, I immediately walked out the room because I'm like, that got to be the dumbest thing I have ever heard. I get it. You can love your animal, but come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, man. You going to cry more for a nigga, I kicked the shit out of a kitten. The fuck? No, I'm joking, Peter. I'm joking. But I'm just saying, to say that it just weirded me out. But I just had to say that. I don't know why, because we got on the topic of how, we're trying to live our life, and it just made me think of that demon that said that. That's what she is, as a demon. Could you imagine her at a funeral, stone face, but then she see a fucking cat get hit by a trash truck and she dropped to her knees crying like Kim Kardashian when she lost her earring in the ocean. Like, that's crazy. What else has been up with you though,
Why,
Philly?
why not, though?
Why? I mean, no. Why not? To each his own. But I could never compare an animal to a human because I'm just a person that really have been through that whole roller coaster of like this family, this family, this family, this family, and like homies too. But like it's the family, and like and I grew up in a household with all of my family, and I lost a majority of those family. These aren't just like cousins that you see every now. Like I'm talking about like we all when our mothers moved here from New Orleans, like we were all in a house together and we grew up together. Like I lost a lot of them, including my brother, including my mother, including my grandparents, including 3 uncles, including 2, my aunt and her son. And it's just like no matter how numb you become to that shit is devastating. Like you may not cry over it. You might, life goes on. But it's still devastating when you lose a family. So like for someone to say that to a person like me, I just got highly offended and I was like, let me get out of here before I go purposely choke a dog out in her face. But no, I'm joking. But no, I just had, life is precious. It's short, man. I'm glad you said you're trying to live a life because like this life is short, man, and and it'll pass you up if you don't, keep up type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If you don't do it the right way, or it is no right way to do it.
I know that's the thing. What is the right way? Like, what is the right way? The right way to me is just, I think, just if you just. It's just you got to stay positive, bro. You can't even though shit happens and it's a lot of harsh shit that happens to people, but you can't sit and dwell on shit and like you can't be mad at something that happened a year ago and still mad about it because like now you're stuck behind. You're still stuck in that past year.
For sure.
But like right now, it's fucking however time it is right now. And we are never going to have this exact time ever again in life. And that's just for every second, every moment. So for me to be like mad about like, oh, this nigga in 2003,
For sure.
how the fuck am I going to live in 2023? You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I think is the right way. You just got to you got to be positive about this life.
Not for sure.
You can't.
People right, man.
You can't be dwelling on bullshit. But let me lighten up the mood just for a second, because I got the clownest story to tell, bro.
Clowning.
Oh my God, it's the most bozo shit you will ever hear in your life, and I guarantee it's something you couldn't understand. I can't understand. We still trying to figure this shit out. So I don't know if you knew. Oh, fuck, you missed out on the last show. We had an interview that's going to drop soon. But on that day, there was a $1 billion lottery ticket that was actually sold downstairs. The winner of the lottery won right there. You look out the window, the store is right there on the day that we all were here filming. So I went home and I was like, what? When they told me about it. So I'm tripping like, damn, it was right downstairs. That let me know like we in the midst of some shit, boy. We wealth is surrounding us. So then I started thinking, damn, if it's that close in LA, like I'm the mayor of the town. So I'm like, I know it's somebody I know. Boom. Why did I get a call from the homie like, nigga, did you hear about whoop-de-whoop broad won the fucking jackpot? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He like, hell yeah. So there's a video of a girl who goes into the store and drops her knees. Oh my God, I'm the winner. She has the news fucking people out there. They're filming. People are chasing her down the street. She so happens to be one of my buddies' ex-broad. So now I'm like, not only do I know the dude, like this is his broad. So I'm like, damn, the person I know is an ex with the person who just hit for $1 billion, like some once in a lifetime type shit. So I'm texting everybody, nigga. I got a whole group, a group of people. I'm texting Dan, a homie. Oh, I'm happy for him. My nigga, even if he ain't messing with her no more, he gonna get at least 5 out the bitch. It's $1 billion. So me and the homies, we laughing and shit. Everybody tripping like, damn, high-fiving me like it's me. Shout out to your homie, congratulations and all that old shit. Nigga, why I get a fucking text the other day? The bitch lied. The winning ticket was sold there, but she wasn't the winner. She ran up in there when she heard that somebody won out of that store and lied and said it was her.
So who the fuck is the winner?
I don't think they come out yet. But she just wanted the clout. And that's a perfect segue to talk about how terrible clout is, because we're in a time now where people would do anything just for 2 seconds of fame. So without even thinking about like how her family would feel about her, how her friends would look at her, how the fucking world would look, she just said, I'm gonna run up in that motherfucker and pretend like it's me.
Why not?
Why not? Because it's fucking crazy. Like, I think like that's like, you have to be like kind of like a sociopath to like, if she did it to like her friends and like it was like some inside, nigga, this shit made the news. It was all over today's news. 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 206. And it was like, oh, Skid Row woman downtown LA becomes instant billionaire. And they got videos of her grabbing her cheeks and running out the store and people chasing her with cameras. And the whole time she was fronting. To me, for someone to do that and like think that's okay, like I think that's a sociopath, bro. You don't?
I don't know what that is.
Right, exactly. I don't know what that is either.
What the fuck?
And then me being a greedy goon, I thought, fuck, maybe I should have did that with a why not shirt on and said, hey, I'm the motherfucking winner.
Nah,
By
for
the way,
sure.
I'm filming a podcast upstairs. Subscribe to the channel.
For sure.
Because all the people that she reached with her bogus ass lie, at least with my lie, it'll help benefit us. So we are the winners of the fucking $1 billion. Nah,
glad
though.
you did
Fuck
do
it.
that.
Let's take it from the bitch. Like, she all over the news. Put me on the news now. Nigga, subscribe. And I'm still on your head, Drake. I ain't forgot. You ain't responded to our request. We have not received the backstage passes. We have not received the fucking tickets.
Nobody hit you up.
Nobody hit me up. Can you believe the nerve of this dude? Nobody called me. They want me to just take it as is. I'm supposed to just accept the fact this nigga running the whole ass Ponzi scheme.
The scam.
He's a scammer. Drake, everyone, is a scammer. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt when I found out he was scamming us with his music and like not actually writing the shit. Then I still love the nigga because even if he's not writing, it's still great music because, you know, a lot of people don't write music and they make great music. Michael Jackson, I don't think he wrote any of that shit, but that doesn't take away from his entertaining music. But like, so I gave Drake a pass on that. But now you know, he's losing stripes now. Drake, you still up there, but bro, you falling off, man. Like in a minute, you're gonna be there with I wish I was a little bit taller guy. Like honestly, and the only reason why I brought him up because I got into it with that dude at Kinko's one day. He worked there, and I was like, I recognize him. He got offended because I recognize him. I'm like, nigga. You should be happy this one person out of the 100,000 people you done seen the last 2 months recognize your little ass. Ain't he just tall? But anyway, but no, Drake, we still on your ass, nigga. You better respond to me, bro. I got people waiting to file this lawsuit, man, because I think you really destroyed my love of literature.
He got people waiting.
Yeah.
I don't got nobody waiting.
Yeah, he got people waiting.
He does.
Oh, I do. Because I'm losing my love for literature, bro. I really love books, and as a fan to receive an empty book, I'm going to bring this shit up every time we film until you respond. You better come and say something. At least say sorry, nigga. Goddamn. So, yeah, on another note, I'm happy for Jamie Foxx. You see how I go right to the next subject? Because I don't want to give you niggas too much time. Some of y'all don't deserve the whole hour that I plan on being here tonight. So I'm going to give y'all niggas just snippets.
Hour, you already know how long. You already know how long.
No, I'm just saying. That's usually how long we stay. We could be 2 hours. But I'm just telling these niggas they not getting much of that time. So I got other stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So do you. So, like, you know.
So what you talking about next?
Man, you know, I just want to say I'm happy to see and hear that Jamie Foxx is out of the hospital and recovered. Because from what I was hearing when it first happened, first I thought it was weird the fact we wasn't hearing anything from him. This is a guy who lived on social media, who always was live and cracking jokes, and to not hear from him for 2.5, 3 months, I'm like, And then you heard the whispers, nigga Jamie Foxx, oh, that nigga dead, or he had a seizure and he can't speak anymore. And then like for him to finally drop a video and letting his fans know he was okay was dope to me, even though he never touched on what the fuck happened. But it was dope to see him because, bro, when the Unpredictable album came out, Jamie had a show at the Walk of what is not the Walk of Fame, the City Walk. What it used to be called, not the Palladium. It used to be called something. I can't remember. And me and my brother, rest in peace. And then my homie Nigel Ja. What's up, Nigel? We went to go see it, and it was a dual concert. It was actually Jamie doing one half comedy, one half music. So you already know, as a comedian, he destroyed on the stage, got the whole crowd dying in laughter. The lights went out, and when they came back on, the nigga was behind a piano. And the whole second set was all music.
Yeah, that's dope.
And it was like, that's when you really realize, yo, his talent is on a whole nother level. And this is right before he won the Oscar for Ray. And my grandma was like, she was during that era, because I don't know if you ever seen the movie, but during Ray's time, he was like Black Elvis. He was everything on the Chitlin circuit. And my grandma, that's all she talked about when I was a kid. And when we moved to the West Side, we so happened to move on a street called Westmoreland Boulevard, which, if anybody in the industry know, on the corner of Westmoreland and Washington was RPM, which was Ray Plays Music. I actually was raised on the street where Ray Charles' recording studio was. So I used to see his tour bus almost every day. And like I met him a few times. Every time, you know, he had ashy ass hands. But to see Jamie Foxx take the role as Ray and have the exact, I mean, it was mind blowing. But it was during the time, that same time I went to that concert. So it was just a whole like new love I have for Jamie. And like, so I've always been a fan of his. And like, I was kind of worried about him when whatever happened to him. So I'm just happy that everything is good with the dude. You know, he's back on this shit. Gonna be back out here killing people with the jokes and hosting some shit, talking shit. And I just wanted to say shout out to Jamie Foxx. Foxhole. I don't know if they still have Foxhole on XM radio. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So like, shout out to Jamie. Like, he is really, as far as like one of the most talented, I can easily say he is the most talented. So again, shout out to the Fox family and everyone that's involved with the Fox family. And like, shout out to Jamie.
Shout out Corinne.
Ooh, whoa, shout out Corinne. I think they have a show coming out together. Corinne, yeah, her and her father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Corinne and Jamie, they have a Fox coming out, show coming out. I think it's called like.
I was just making sure you was talking about the same person.
Oh no. I'm hip. I'm hip. I read a lot. That's also during this week that he recovered and finally made a comeback and let his fans know he was good. There was a movie they dropped on Netflix, and it was Who Cloned Tyrone. Man, first of all, off the title alone, I was dying laughing because I got a bunch of conspiracy theory homies. For some reason, there's niggas out here really believing like celebrities are being cloned. Like, I'm talking about, it's a whole group. I can't wait because I got a boy that I'm going to make sure he comes to sit with us, and we're going to just give him the desk and let him talk and give us all, because some of the shit this nigga believe in, boy, I be like, yo, like, no, hold on, wait, you really believe that? And one of the things that he and a bunch of other guys believe in, that these celebrities are being cloned. So the first thing I heard from him and everyone that believes in that shit, oh, nigga, that ain't Jamie. That's a clone. That ain't that nigga. He died in real life, and that's the clone that Hollywood. And I'm like, get the fuck out. And for him to have a movie the week he came out the hospital called Who Cloned Tyrone is just the definition of irony. And I love it, and I want to throw it in his face and he's gonna be here one day talking about whatever flat Earth theory he has or whatever mumbo jumbo. But Jamie's not a fucking clone. But that movie, I watched it last night, and it was. I wish I knew the young man's name. I'm fucking up right now by not having my shit together. But the kid he played in one of the Star Wars movies. He's a guy, a London bloke, but he was the main character in the movie. I just want to give him a shout out.
I never
'Cause-
even seen a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, he was in one of the one of these newer ones, but I just remember it was a big deal that like this kid got the role because I grew up on that Star Wars shit and like that shit. I liked that shit, and then when they continued it with Christian Haydenson.
That shit was always weird.
They destroyed George Lucas original movies, and when they try to come back with those with Christian Haydenson and whatever that girl name was, it fucked the whole Star Wars like legacy up. But then they try to revive it, and he was the guy that they try to revive it with, and they failed miserably. But he did a great job in that Tyrone movie. So whatever the fuck his name is, shout out to you and your name. And it was a good job. Nah, I ain't gonna clap that up because I butchered this shit, but fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I butchered it. We'll edit his name in, Hoff the director. But let's see, what else I got to talk about, man?
You you went this weekend to see the Barbie shit, right?
Ooh, thank you for reminding me. I did go see Barbie, and one thing I want to say about it was fucking amazing. It was fucking amazing because I went into the movie not knowing how they were going to do this. I'm like, how are they going to turn a doll that everyone in the world knows into a movie? Like, what the storyline? What's going to be the storyline behind that? Is it going to be dolls come to life like Chucky? Or is it going to be some cartoon shit? So I went into this whole shit not knowing what the fuck it was going to be. And, like, the storyline was actually dope. And I don't want to, like, spoil it for people who hadn't seen it yet. But, like, it was basically you had the Barbie world and the real world, and they both come together. But it was...
The Barbie world and the real world come together. What does that mean?
Okay. So Barbie world was a world.
I don't know nothing about the Barbie world.
Okay, so like you have a sister, right? And little girls played with Barbies growing up. I have girl cousins. This is how I know. And like Barbie had a whole world. Like you had the Barbie house, you had the Barbie picnic table, and like so for the girls' imagination, Barbie was a whole ass world outside of reality because that's what you do when you play with toys. So they turned that into a storyline. So the Barbie world was based on kids who once played with Barbie. And then the world got kind of conflicted because the little girl who played with this particular Barbie no longer had love for Barbie. So the whole like lovable, like joyous life in the Barbie world was no more because now the girl in the real world's not playing with her anymore. You kind of get it?
Yeah.
And so the story was actually kind of good. But one thing I couldn't really get with, it was a lot of male bashing in the movie. A lot.
What's one like male bashing? What do you mean?
Okay, well,
What's male bashing to you?
okay, so Ken was the male version of Barbie. He was in the movie, right? And and this is what made the movie dope because Ken didn't have any of that shit that the Barbie toy had. The whole Barbie line was based on Barbie, but they had to cater to the boys, I guess, that played with toys, or they couldn't just have Barbie be Barbie. So they created the Ken doll. But Ken was always ignored. Like us kids, boy kids, we didn't go buy Ken dolls. So he was kind of ignored. He was just an accessory for Barbie. So that's what they really made him in this movie. He was like the dude like, oh, I'm just being ignored and da-da-da. And like they were really like make it at a point like, oh, like why are you here? You're just Ken. And at a certain time in the film, when they were in the real world, I'm giving the whole movie up. He came to the real world and realized that men run the real world. So when he got back to Barbie world, he told all the other Kens, like, hold up, all this old Barbie rolling, because Barbie was the president, Barbie was the senator, Barbie was everything. He came back and he told his boys, like, hey, man, fuck that. In the real world, nigga, men run shit. So Barbie came and, like, now Barbie world turned into Ken world. But then they had a woman that came in and she gave this long speech about equality, which I'm for. But the way they were doing it as if we're still living in the days where women don't have any rights. You know, I get it. There's women who do certain jobs that men do that are grossly underpaid. I want equal pay and all of that shit. But the way they did it, I, as a man who was sitting there with my woman and my daughter, whom I support all the way, I feel kind of offended because I'm like, yo, these men you speak of, like, I don't know any men like that still feel this way. Like, there's not, you know, it's not like the TV show Mad Men where women are, where you're telling women, shut the fuck up and go cook. Or walking by just slapping women on their ass and just totally disrespectful, like, man. But they made it like that in certain parts, not the whole movie. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was amazing.
So wait,
But
it
there were
offended
certain.
you in the opposite way? I was thinking it offended you personally.
No, it did. I was offended for all men who don't live the way they portrayed men. Like all chauvinists would be like, yeah, fuck that Barbie bitch, go cook me a breakfast burrito, ho. Or like, there's no way a woman can be president because a woman. So like, for those guys, they didn't get offended, but for guys who like, you know, who live in reality and really feel like, you know, we're all the same. I was just like, I just don't see that kind of man in the world anymore. And I come from blue collar construction work, like, you know what I mean? We don't even catcall women anymore, but they still had that. They even had a part in the movie where, like, when she first got to the real world, she walked up to a construction site and there was guys there with their hard hats still with that, hey girl, how that shake? Oh, I like to see how low it hangs. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, I joined a union in 2002, and that had already been like, nigga, we would get fired if we did that to women. So I'm like, but so had they said that this was based in a certain year, I would get it. But they made it seem like it was current, and I'm just like, that's not how men act anymore. I may be in the corporate world, but like, but I wasn't offended to the point where I would bash the movie. The movie was fucking phenomenal. It was funny as fuck. The dude who played Ken destroyed. I couldn't see anyone else playing Ken. I mean, it was really funny. I'm talking about, like, there were parts in the movie where you would just laugh out loud, but you had to understand, like they had those jokes where it's like, oh, I get that. You know, it wasn't like the easy kind of jokes. Like,
I just comedy.
it was dope. It was dope. And like I really respect how they did it. And plus, Margot Robbie is so easy to look at. She's so easy to look at. And look, that's me getting back into my man shit. Like, oh, I can see the feminist now. You just gave that long speech, and now yes, I'm gushing over her. She looked like water. She looked great. She looked like lunch. She was beautiful. And yeah, that's all I had to say. And I've never seen a movie with so much push, so much like the machine, they put a ton of money behind this movie because like they had life-size Barbie boxes that looked like the actual case that the toy came in, which you could take a picture in. It was
You
dope.
took a picture in it?
Of course. I'm going to I Let me tell you something else. I had a purple Dickies outfit on. Not a dark purple. I'm talking about like
Isn't it supposed to be pink?
it was the closest thing to pink I can find in my closet. But to keep it hood, nigga, it was a Dickie suit. It wasn't just a purple pink suit. Nigga, it was Dickies. And my girl had on pink, my daughter had on pink. Everyone, like, it was a whole concept. Like, you had the crowd of people in the theater had on full on like real like Barbie clothing, like the shit that the Barbie wore. Like there was niggas in the Barbie cowboy outfit, women in the Barbie stewardess outfits. It was a real show. Like, and it was at the Chinese theater on Hollywood Boulevard. So it was lit. I enjoyed myself. And I think a day before that, we went to Top Golf. It was my first time ever going to Top. You ever been?
Yeah.
That was my first time ever going, and like, I rented out 2 pods, back to back, and invited all my family and friends, one of the close knit ones that live in the area, and we all grouped up. Man, everyone came out. Everyone I invited, they showed up. You guys had a show that night. My bad. I didn't mean to miss the show. I'll be there next time. But dude, we had a ball. It was a ball. Like we was trying. Mike, oh my God, Mike was killing the ball. Shout out to Mike Scargo. Boy, he was.
Shout out Mike.
Oh
Whoever you
man,
are.
you know, like, and Mike is my girl's brother, and like, you know, he always told me like, D, like, hey, nigga, I can really golf. And me being arrogant, you know, I was an athlete my whole life, but like golf was never my thing. But like just being an arrogant guy, thinking like, nigga, yeah, I could do golf too, nigga, and I'm probably better than you. I'm talking to a nigga who go golfing all the time, man. At a certain point, I just put the club down, and just watched him. And I'm like, I can't hit the ball like that. He was destroying the ball, and it was fun, man. We had a good time. We had unlimited food and unlimited balls, pitchers of beer, and like it's you know, you've been there. That's just fun. That's just fun.
I didn't have it like that.
You didn't have fun, but did you have
I
fun?
didn't have unlimited shit.
Well, not unlimited. It was just like,
I'm broke.
well, no, I didn't mean unlimited. I meant like.
I was like, oh, you got one game. Here's the food.
no, my shit
Let's
was
go, y'all.
No, my
was a
shit was
workout.
unlimited. I wanted to make sure that everyone there got as much fun out of it as possible. I didn't want it to be like, because it was, I believe, like 12, 13 of us. And like, I didn't want it to be like, we get 20 balls each. And I was like, fuck it, give me
Nah, for sure, 'cause,
unlimited
it's
balls.
a certain amount. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
So we had unlimited balls. The
Now you
dreams.
did it the right way.
Yeah. I really do not like doing things half-ass. Like, I try to do things the best I can. Like, and I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky, but like, cause I'm talking about little shit like that, like batting cage shit. Like, I'm not talking about like, nigga, when I go to the concerts, nigga, I better be sitting underneath Beyonce looking at her toenail polish. Nah, not that, but like, if I'm gonna do something, I want to do it the right way. Cause if I don't, I'm gonna feel like like I didn't do it right. Like, I remember I had tickets to see the Black Keys. I wanted to see them so bad when they were at Staples Center. I refused to call it whatever it's called now. It's Staples Center for life. But I had to get last minute tickets, and they were terrible tickets. It was my only time ever seeing them, and they were one of my favorite bands. Still is. And the seats were so bad that I left halfway through the show because I'm like, I'm just not enjoying myself because I'm not like, you know, it was just, I don't know. I'm going on a crazy rant, but like, I had to, hold on one second. Shorts was riding up. That's what you get for wearing 6-inch shorts. You start riding up.
Get it too little.
Yeah. And I know that camera is, I was like, I don't want to like make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? Turn this thing into something else. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, hold on, wait, this accent at Europe? This red tube now? What y'all niggas doing? I know you had an OnlyFans, but no, let's see. What else,
Maybe
man?
you do.
Nah, I'm starting
You
one
might be
soon.
on that Adam shit.
Oh, good one. That's a good topic to bring up. Adam fucking 22.
Shout out Adam.
Mm.
Shout out Adam 22, no jumper.
Yeah, I want to. I want to give him a shout out, bro, because
Why not?
why not? I know. Well, shout out to Adam. I still fuck with Adam. It's just certain things, and like it's really rude for me to judge people for what they decide to do as adults.
Why not?
But like, he's getting a lot of. Sometimes I think desperation make you. I can't say a lesser. I don't know. I don't want to say something to offend him because I don't know him, and I don't want to come off like I'm better than anyone because I'm not. However, you get your money, I'm I'm for it. But there's certain things I just can't respect. And if you know, there's this video going around where he allowed his wife to shoot a porno with a porn star. And this whole build up, they're like making a mockery out of it. Like they're joking about it, and he's doing
Why
all
when
of
you
this
say
press about it. And
you say allowed? Like, what do you mean allowed?
well, Adam and his wife,
So, like when you get married, you like own your lady.
yeah, he allowed his wife to film a movie with another
No, but I'm
man.
just asking. I'm married. The man owns the lady.
No, I mean, like, as a married couple, there's rules to marriage. And,
What if that was in their rule?
well, it obviously wasn't because, but like, then we are totally changing the whole rules of marriage. See, that's the problem with people nowadays. They think they can change rules that are already set on some, like, well, this is how it is. Well, why even get married and go through that whole shit? And the only reason why I say that because as a man, as a father, as a husband, there's certain things you have to hold down your household, and you cannot allow certain smut and disrespect into your household. As a man and as a couple, you should never want to put your wife on camera for the world to see if it's with you, especially if it's with another man. It's just that disrespects your household. And that's the most important thing as a family is your home. So when you allow that type of shit, it's disrespecting the home because I look at it like this is generational fucked up shit. Like, how do you explain to your kid, like, if even if you made $1 million and you living in a castle, and your kid's gonna be old enough to be like, hey mother, hey father, how did we get so lucky and get this castle? What are you gonna tell your kid? Like, well, at this point of our life, me and your dad, we thought it was cool to let the neighbor come fucking shoot nut in me and film it and sell it. And then you got to try to make that the norm to your kid.
But that
And to
I
me,
feel
that's
you,
not normal. It's not
it's the
normal.
but it's the same thing. But what if they just gonna lie to the kid? It's the same.
You want them to.
If you no, but if your kid, like a kid asks somebody that is just a drug dealer, and they don't want their kid to be a drug dealer, but the kid asks, "How do we have
Well,
these
Maybachs?
How do we have?"
I think
this?"
it's two totally different things.
I'm just being
Because
devil's advocate,
right,
I could
no,
care less.
bad is bad, but there's levels to bad shit. I'm telling you, because I will sell 100 keys of coke tonight, and I will go home and tell my daughter I sold 100 keys tonight. I'll probably be a little embarrassed by it, but if I told her I sold
sure.
your mom to 100 men tonight, I wouldn't be embarrassed. I would be fucking humiliated. And that's the
it's
difference.
like,
You
I
can be
feel like-
embarrassed or humiliated. And I just think there's certain things that a man should not allow because it displays a weakness. It's just like because
But what if he's strong for allowing it?
I don't think he's strong. I think he is just money hungry. And money changes
And
people.
so he's strong to allow that because he wants money so bad.
Well, I don't think that makes him because now we're on the tip to where like now you're at a point in your life where you would do anything for money. So like if money is that important to you to where
But
your
see,
union it doesn't mean anything. You're putting money above your union, above your commitment,
I
above your
guess.
family. And I don't think money is it's good to have it, believe me. But it should never be above anything in your life. Because like Bob Marley once said when they asked him if he was happy, and he said, "What's happiness?" And they said, "Well, you have money now." And he said, "I can be happy without money." So to say like to have money is to have happiness, that means you put money above who
Not
you
even
are.
talking about happiness.
So like I think like him,
They they just doing what they do.
yeah, I know. And I like I said, that's why I said I can't disrespect him. I'm just saying like to me that's low bow. That's just low level
Does
way
the
of getting
dude-
money.
Does the dude that
You filmed it with?
does he have a wife?
I hope. I hope not. But I mean, if he did, one thing he did say, because they asked him that, because he's doing interviews right now.
Yeah.
He was giving an interview, and he's a porn star. He does this for a living. He said, "Yeah."
She's one too.
He
She
said, "You
does
know
it for
one
a
thing
living.
I couldn't do as a porn star." He said, "I could never allow my wife to fuck a man on camera." This is what a porn star said after he fucked a nigga's wife on camera. And when he said that, that's let me know, like, yeah, this shit's not normal. It's just not normal. I don't give a fuck what my girl or whoever girl did in the past, but like when you make that commitment to call me your dude and me call you your woman, there's rules. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to own you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to tell you to respect this union. Because if there's no respect, then what the fuck are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And then it's just when you have that trust in a person, it just makes first of all, life is way easier. And I just think you can go further in life with a companion, with a partner. But if you're in a situation where you're allowed to do whatever you want, then that person isn't as important as they should be. So you shouldn't even have the title of marriage. It's just like that's just another person. And that's just it just have you doing this when you should be doing this. Cause like at the end of the day, this shit is for our kids. This is and even if we don't have kids, this shit is to better yourself in life. And to better yourself in life, I think there's certain things you should and shouldn't do. And like as a married couple, I just don't think that's something that a married couple should do. Now, if you want to sell,
But see how even now you're saying couple, it's like
well, they're married.
they're in it together.
Yeah.
It's not like she's running off
Oh, that'll make it worse.
making money.
To be honest, this is gonna sound crazy. I think if she did it without him knowing, I would respect it more because it's not out there for the world to know. This would be something that she knows. But like when you're doing it and trying to pretend as a couple that you both are okay with it, first of all, that's fake as fuck. There's no way he's okay with it. But the money is blinding him. It's making him it's making him feel like it's okay. But deep down, his heart, there's no way as a human being, your heart is okay with watching your significant other get destroyed by some BBC. It's like, you could be like, yeah, thank you, while you count your money. But at the end of the day, when you going home, you like, fuck. You start thinking about what you did to get that money. And then you spending it different. It's like a person who robs a bank compared to a person who works hard. If I robbed the bank tonight and I ran off with 100 grand, nigga, I go to the mall, I'm blowing that shit, chains, clothes, and all that shit, because I didn't work for that money. But when you work hard for that money, you spend it different. Like, there's a different way of spending it. So it's like, if you don't respect the way you made that money, it's easy to lose it. So, like, him spending that money that he earned from that, whatever he did with his wife, is different than what he could have done. It's a different feeling, I believe, he would have had they did something else to make money. And like I said, I don't knock anyone. Get your money however you want. But just to me personally, I just think that's just low class. It's low class. And like Meek and them used to say, there's levels to this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure when he heard, he like, damn. What you think? You walk in the room and your wife is, you're like, do you think money or like, God damn, like this nigga doing something to my wife, man? Like, I'm gonna think about every time I'm with this bitch. I don't know, like, but like, I still respect Adam 22. It just looks like a desperate ploy to get back to where he was because he was popping at a point. I love how the show when he had T-Rail, AD. I love AD. It seems like such a genuine dude. And fuck you, Ambulance, for ruining my shot. When he had T-Rail and AD and those guys, their show was an engine. It was running well. And when those guys left, this seems like a desperate way to get back on top. And what better way can I get back on top? I'm going to let my wife fuck on camera. It just seems weak. It seems weak to me. And like, I don't do weak. Because it's just way too many ways to get money out here. And like, I don't think I will ever get to the point to where it's like, okay, I'm out of options. Hey, wife of mine, the only thing you could do now is go blow the neighbor. Nah, there's something else to do. But like I said, I can't not. And plus, you know, that nigga's a white boy. So that's what they do. They do crazy shit. He's a white boy. Right?
They do what they do. Do you like Charles Barkley, man?
Charles Barkley. We have the same birthday.
Oh, you do? Shout out Charles Barkley.
Shout out Charles Barkley. I like Charles. I really do. Because he's funny. He's like me. Sometimes I say what I want, just like he says what he wants, and like sometimes it gets us in trouble. But we're gonna always speak our mind, and like I'm gonna always speak my mind. And I love Charles Barkley, and I still love Adam 22. I can't say I don't love Adam. I like Adam. I still check out his channel. I don't think I will ever watch his wife porno.
I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm okay on that. What else? There's something else I wanted to touch.
What
Let's
did you
see.
want to talk about?
Oh, two things. Nas dropped another album with Hit Boy. Oh my God. I love shouting out people that I'm a fan of. So like whenever there's songs, albums, movies, books of people who I really like, I'm going to always give them their due. And I am a huge Nas fan. I love Hit Boy as a producer. I love the fact they're taking it back to like when one producer sits in the room with one MC and they produce an album. This whole like 20 people in the room, 8 niggas produced this one song, 10 niggas wrote it. That's a good thing, but they took it back. And like this is their 5th album in 2 or 3 years. And it is dope. It's called, what is the name of that album? It's called Motion. Shout out to Nas and shout out to Hit Boy because they got one on their hands right now. And another person who I want to shout out because I'm going to the show in a few days is Killer Mike. Killer Mike got an album
Killer Mike,
out
man.
right
That's the
now.
homie right there. Shout out Killer Mike.
Yeah, that's my boy too. Like,
Shout out Killer Mike.
I hope when he see me in the
See
crowd,
you soon.
when he see me in the crowd, you better point at
He
me,
got a
boy.
show out here.
Yeah, y'all want to go?
Shit. Pull up to Fairfax, Killer, when you out here.
Yeah, that's where I
Really?
met him a few
I see
times,
you.
man. And like, I remember the first time I met him, I was sitting in my girl's salon, and him and Big Boy were walking down the street. And this is when like the street was still popping. There was a lot of people out there, and they walked by, and I see all these kids walking by, and all I kept thinking about was, do you guys not understand that? First of all, Big Boy is a fucking legend in hip hop. To me, there's certain people I can't just not acknowledge. Like I have to give my respect to certain people who I truly respect. So I ran out my girl salon, and I'm like, man, hey, what's up, big boy? I just want to let you know, man, like I really love you as an artist. And then I turned to Killer Mike and I said, you have probably one of the hardest songs I have ever heard in my life.
Which one?
It was Ric Flair. And that was one of the songs that wasn't on the radio. And he grinned so hard. He was like, bro, you know that? And I was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. It is easily one of my favorite songs I've ever heard. The concept, the beat, the sample, because he's the one that made Ric Flair the WWE guy popular. After that, you got Ric Flair drip. You got people, but he sampled like, because Ric Flair was the first like shit talker. Like he was like talking shit back in the 70s. And Killer Mike made a song where he was talking that shit and he used Ric Flair samples. And we'll play that during the cut of this episode. And like it was one of the hardest songs. And he loved the fact that I knew that. Because they know, like, as a fan, like, I mean, as an artist, if you run into a fan that knows your B-side music instead of just the singles, they like, oh, you really fuck with me. So, like, a few months later, I'm at Cantor's, and guess who walked in? And he was Killer Mike. And he remembered me, like, yo, what's up? He's like, from the salon. I'm like, yeah, you remember me. I'm like, hell yeah, how can I forget? Like, he's like, man, what's going on with you? And, like, it was during the time where I was going to start that fucking last podcast, and I was like, man, and I told him, he's like, I'll fuck with you. I was like, but like, I said, hey, why the fuck is there so many people out here? Because the fucking street was packed. And he was like, oh, Spitter across the street. And fucking Currency was across the street signing autograph. I'm sure you remember because you was on the block. And I'm like, damn. And it was just like, and then after that, I started seeing Killer Mike on a lot of podcasts and a lot of political shows. And I respect him because I always respect a man who can get on these shows and not just talk about street shit. He speaks with intelligence and so eloquently. And he don't have to come on here and talk gangster shit. He's talking political shit. He's telling you about the House, the Senate. And like about getting a degree, and that's what I want to see more of. And like,
stop being gangster.
Yeah, and that's why I love Killer Mike because he's showing like
you scary. You're not a gangster.
Who Killer Mike?
No, that's what he be saying.
Well, no, yeah, he says that, and he also says like you don't have to be this portrayal of what the news is showing, and he's on these fucking shows and he's debating these guys not on music. I watched him give a whole debate for an hour and a half, and they only talk politics, and that's the type of shit that I love because I'm like, hell yeah, we more than just entertainers. We don't just
listen to me,
huh?
They gotta listen to Killer Mike.
Nah, I listen to whoever's talking real shit. If you talking real shit, they gonna listen to you. Because there's still guys out there like me. And all street niggas not ignorant niggas. Sometimes street niggas want to hear some real shit. And I want them street niggas like, I want to hear real shit. I can go outside and hear street shit, or I can talk to myself in the corner and talk street shit. I don't always want to see niggas on TV. That's why I don't watch I don't even want to fuck these niggas and talk shit about these niggas show because there's a lot of shows on TV. But there's a certain show or two or three that I refuse to watch because I'm like, God damn, can we do anything other than sell drugs on TV? Like, why we always got to be kingpin drug dealers? And like, why y'all niggas don't make more shows about like political people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why we can't have a W.E.B. Du Bois show or like, you know, like a George Washington Carver show or something like that.
Squares, they say.
Says who?
The gangsters.
Nah, it's not the gangsters, bro. Don't always put it on the gangsters. It's the executives. Executives don't allow that.
They listen to the streets.
The executives put out what they want us
they know
to
what the streets
see.
Consume.
Because I'm going to tell you, there was a time in hip-hop where everyone made political music. And when I was a kid, when Public Enemy came out, X-Clan, Poor Righteous Teachers, A Tribe Called Quest, they were not talking gangster shit.
And then
Them
Jerry
niggas
Heller
had us
said-
wearing African medallions.
Jerry Heller said, "We
But you know,
stopping that shit."
you know what the executive said? Man, fuck this. We can't have these niggas talking about Marcus Garvey and going back to Africa. We need guns in the streets.
What I
And
just
then
said.
NWA came out. And then the executive said,
This is what the streets are gonna like.
this is what the streets are gonna like. But not only that, the best way to
The easiest way, not the best, the easiest way.
well, the easiest way to control the masses is through media. And that's what,
And what the streets are gonna consume, the easiest.
well, the streets are going to do what the media pushes. And if all you see on TV and all you hear on the radio is gangster shit, 9 times out of 10, that's the way you're going to act. So when they noticed that kids were really following these political guys and wearing African medallions and not eating pork and talking about like knowledge of self, they took that shit off TV immediately. And the executives were told, nigga, don't sign no more X-Clans. Don't sign no more Brother Jakes. Don't sign no more Poor Righteous Teachers. We need more Ice Cubes. We need more Easies. We need more Biggies. We need more Coogee Raps. And that's what happened. And that's how it got lost. So it wasn't the streets that really did it. It was the media that forced the streets onto the kids, and that's all they know growing up. So if that's all you know growing up, then that's who you gonna be. I don't give a fuck how positive you wanna be. If all you see is shoot 'em up, bang, bang, Hollywood, gang, bang, shit, then that's what the fuck you gonna be. And that's real shit. That's what's happening. And they knew what they were doing, and they are succeeding at a high rate right now. They have
Now they changing it. They making everybody, all the guys, gay.
oh, yes, they are. Well,
They're changing it.
yeah,
And
they
the women are in charge now. That's why that Barbie movie came out and did what you said.
boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna let you speak that truth, cause I wanted to say that, but like someone told me before I came here, an executive, they said, "You can't talk like that. What you just talked, what I said in the car after watching the Barbie movie, and I'm not bullshit. I was told, hey, you can't say that on your show. You know what I said? You're right, I won't. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk that. Because it's my show. I can say what the fuck I want. And that's how I feel.
Say what?
I'm gonna say what.
Why not?
Why not? But no, I enjoyed the Barbie movie. It was great. I'm gonna play the role for y'all right now. It was great. But honestly, that's what happened. That's why you got so many kids in the streets. And that's another reason why I think like a city like Chicago, where like for some reason I've never seen black men killed at such an alarming rate. And I'm a nigga who was in LA in the 80s when gangbanging was at its height, where we weren't allowed to wear certain colors, where everywhere we went, we knew something was gonna happen. We didn't expect it, we knew. Because it was going to. It was no way not to, because the streets were hot. But what's going on in Chicago is like I've never seen before. I'm watching, because I read papers, and right now, the average murders in Chicago is at 43 people a month. A month. 43 black men are being murdered. Not just murders. I meant to say black men are being murdered every month in Chicago as we speak. And I think growing up watching, and especially the video games, you got these video games like, what's that fucking game where you're like in the army?
Call of Duty or something.
Call of Duty, where I had a fucking 6-year-old kid ask me if I play Call of Duty, and I'm like, nah. And he was like, he named off all of these guns. I'm talking about 6 Sawyers, AR-15, not the regular like 9. He was naming heavy artillery military guns, pronouncing them perfectly. And I'm like, how the fuck you know what that is. And he's like, Call of Duty. And I'm like, not only are they teaching you the guns, they teach you how to load them, how they look. So, like, these kids are learning at a young age how to kill. And the whole concept of the game is to kill. And the more kills you get, the more points you get, I guess. So now I feel like when they're in the real world, they're easily influenced by the games to where they are numb to like just shooting a person. Cause like people are getting shot for the craziest shit now. I think people are murdering kids now, or ops is what these niggas call it. LA niggas don't call it, they not ops. I hate to hear a LA nigga call it an enemy. He not an op. Let these other niggas call that shit op. But niggas is murdering their enemies without even like thinking about like the repercussions. It's like, nigga, you know you gonna go to jail forever, right? Like, you know, like life is life. Like when that judge say life, like that really means you're never getting out. That means you gotta think of the little shit. Like, nigga, you never gonna have a Big Mac ever. And it's the little shit like that that these kids don't think about because your rights are stripped away. And you don't know how crazy you feel when you have no rights. But if they thought about that, then maybe they would think twice before shooting J-Bone in the mouth for liking his girl's Instagram picture. And the reason why I said that, because I just watched some shit on my phone. A guy, he was a rapper, you probably know, some guy based out of North Carolina. He was on his way up. He had a song with like The Baby. He was moving up, but he had a guy who was part of his crew. This guy liked this guy's girl picture on Instagram. And this guy killed him over it. And I'm like, what? So I'm listening to the story. I'm like, there's got to be more to the story. Like, what? Did he like the picture of his girl getting a train ran on her? No. Did he like a picture of his girl getting slapped by her neighbor? No. Just a plain old picture that she posted that he saw. What? Damn, nigga, what you doing liking my girl picture? They got into it. And he shot his friend over it. Friend is dead. He's in jail. That friend of his kid now doesn't have a father because that man felt like someone liking the picture was worth dying. But yeah, so that's just what it is, man. I just, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. I'm just telling you why gangsters run the media. It ain't because the gangsters want it. It's because that's what the media is showing. Because it's a lot of niggas out here like you still that's positive, that don't fuck with that gang shit. They don't want to hear nothing about that gun shit. They don't give a fuck about Crip and Blood shit. It's a lot of you niggas. But you know what? They don't want to hear y'all niggas. And we got to do something to get more guys like you out here. And you got a platform now. You got a voice now. You got to start letting your voice be heard. You know what I'm saying? Heard. You got to, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to help, we're going to, try to get these kids to understand like what we started off with. Life is short. Life is precious. And we just trying to live, man. And we can end it how we started it, because that's exactly how we started it, by saying life is short. And we're trying to live. And what a better way, right?
Keep grooving.
On me. And before we go, I just want to know one thing.
How you do?